Welcome to Innovations. I'm Kathleen Berger. The desire to improve X-ray precision inspired a team of pediatric radiologists. They came up with the idea to explore Xbox gaming technology for X-rays. And so the work began at Washington University School of Medicine. And the researchers say the technology using Microsoft's Xbox Kinect works. It's a new way of taking X-rays with real-time precision. So new, it's not approved for use just yet. This is only a simulation using a gaming system, Microsoft's Kinect, which is the motion input device for Xbox. A group of researchers found a way to use the Xbox Kinect's motion detection software to create their own X-ray technology called X-Vue. They claim X-Vue gives them higher quality X-rays in hopes of minimizing patients' exposure to radiation. In low doses used when imaging, it's unknown whether there's a link to cancer, as there is with high doses of radiation. To minimize exposure and repeat X-rays, the X-Vue technology is designed to identify the thickness of body parts, the position of the patient, and the X-ray field of view before the technologist takes an X-ray. Co-founder Dr. Stephen Don is a pediatric radiologist and associate professor of radiology with Washington University School of Medicine. He explains why this technology is needed. Years ago, the advancement from film to digital radiography meant technologists stopped measuring body part thickness.
Use these old-fashioned calipers here to measure the thickness. Well, as we were learning about digital radiography, some of the things that we used to use slowly went by the wayside because the companies were now producing equipment that had pre-built into it technique charts that were based on age, so they started to switch to age.
Measuring with this is considered time-consuming, but Don says age is a poor substitute for body thickness. He says an obese 4-year-old has relatively the same thickness as a skinny 18-year-old. Miscalculations increase chances for repeat X-rays, which increases exposure to radiation. This is a concern involving pediatric patients. The goal is to avoid repeat X-rays, and with children, technologists face even more challenges.
And one of their issues is just trying to see how is that patient positioned. It's hard. If you're looking through a window and a side view many feet away, you're not sure exactly what you're seeing. They said, we need to see straight down the barrel of the X-ray tube.
So this is what Dr. Don set out to accomplish, looking for a new way to improve X-ray precision. This resulted in a chance meeting with a clinical medical physicist at Boston Children's Hospital, who gave him a unique idea.
Robert McDougall was working with me in the Image Gently campaign, and I was mentioning to him my ideas, and he said that, I should check out the Kinect. So literally that day or the next day, I ran out to the Microsoft store and I bought one.
Microsoft Kinect was the answer he had been looking for.
A $200 piece of equipment. So it had all of the stuff that I was trying to do, and it had a software development programming kit that even a person like me can kind of understand. I'm not a big programmer either.
So he teamed up with Dr. Robert McDougall, and McDougall set out to find the person with the right stuff to make it all work. So now there are 3. Joining Dr. Don in St. Louis through this video conference, the men in Boston are part of the X-Vue team.
And so we want just enough X-rays to reach the image detector to give us a good quality image, but no more to minimize the potential risk to the patient.
In this project, I developed the software.
Boston Children's software engineer and instructor of radiology, Dr. Benoit Scherer, developed the new X-Vue software.
So he basically rewrote all of the code and is combining the various features and the feeds from the camera and the infrared sensor into one that is displaying a big picture for the technologists to see.
Here's how it works. In the gaming world, the idea for Microsoft Kinect was to create a new way to interact with games in a natural way without a controller.
It picks up your motion and tries to translate it into the game. But instead of using it for game applications, Microsoft has a software development kit that you can use and hook it up to the computer so you can get the feeds from the digital camera, the infrared sensor, together on your computer. So there's a camera, an infrared sensor, and a infrared detector here. So it's got everything built into a relatively small case. It's lightweight and it's inexpensive. And it can hook to a computer and use that feeds and then develop whatever you want.
With real-time capabilities for taking X-rays.
So you can mount this directly to the X-ray generator, the tube itself, the X-ray tube itself, and it's right at that same position. So you're seeing straight down how the X-rays would see the patients, if you will.
The software uses computer vision techniques to automatically recognize the X-ray detector. The software localizes the specific body part. Information from the depth sensor combined with calibration data allows them to measure thickness of body parts. And in real time, it alerts technologists after they walk away if a patient moved.
It will detect the body position, like for example the hand position, the chest position, or the head position.
Optimizing X-ray technique, reducing repeat rates of X-rays. McDougall explains why he hopes this technology reaches all healthcare facilities soon.
And so if we ask ourselves why is that a priority to reduce the exposure for children? Well, the reality is that it's a very controversial subject right now. We have no definite proof that there's any link between carcinogenesis, cancer risk, and radiation at the levels that we're talking about for X-rays. And in children, it's particularly important to make sure that we reduce their overall radiation burden over their lifetime. Because for one, there's three main reasons. The first is that they're children, they're in the hospital for a reason, so they're sick or in pain. There's a very high possibility they'll be in the hospital again at some point in their lives. So we have no way of knowing how many images they're actually going to have over the course of their lifetime. So we want to do everything at each step to minimize that radiation burden. Second is that children's cells are dividing, they're actively growing. This presents another risk factor for children, which could increase their cancer risk over their lifetime. And the third is they're young, so they have, if any cancer risk, actually is delivered, they have their entire lifetime to manifest that risk.
First, clinical trials. Then, the team hopes to work with manufacturers of medical imaging equipment so their device can be built directly in the system.